Hello, and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be making the 2018 Senate election prediction for the midterms. So let's start off with the safe states. So I think the West Coast would be safe, as well as the Northeast and Minnesota. And I think Michigan would become a safe state because in every single polling site it's showing Libby Stabenow leading John James by over 15%, some even 20%. So I think I'm confident enough to move this into the safe column. So now let's go to the safe Republican states. So Utah and Wyoming would be safe, and the same thing with Mississippi. So let's get into the likely states. So I think that Pennsylvania would be likely for Casey because he's starting to get a larger lead, but not enough for me to call it as a safe state. And since Louis Bartoletta could get some name recognition since he's a representative, I think that it's going to be a likely state. And the same thing with Virginia. There isn't a lot of a Republican base left in Virginia now, and the kind that's left is anti-Trump. So I don't really see Tim Kaine losing here, but it could get kind of closer. And in Ohio, Jim Renacki lost all of his leads in the polls if he ever had a lead. And I think Sherrod Brown will win by around 10%. He's really popular, and Jim Renacki doesn't have that much of name recognition, and people won't come out for him. New Mexico would go to Martin Heinrich because I think that Gary Johnson and Mick Rich would be splitting the Republican vote. So now I think that it would be a likely state because I think that Gary Johnson would get more than Mick Rich. And if Mick Rich dropped out, I could see this as a leaning state. Now, the Republican likely states. So I think that Nebraska is a likely state because 538 is the only site that actually has something about Nebraska. And they say that Nebraska would be a likely state. So that's the only thing we could trust for now. So that's what I'm going to be using. And Mississippi, I think that one would be a likely state because there's a Republican running as an independent, so there's vote splitting. And Mike Espy is pretty popular, and he has a lot of name recognition in the state. So I think this can narrow down, maybe be a leaning state, like the midterms. So one more likely state. North Dakota is a likely state. I think that's just because it's kind of like North Dakota. Kevin Cramer was leading by 4%. Then NBC Valley News said that he was leading by 10%, and now Fox News is giving a poll where he's leading by 12%. So I think that he will be able to win here by that margin. And now Heidi Heitkamp is completely lost. Her only way to actually win is if she votes yes on Brett Kavanaugh. But I don't think that she'll even do that. So her pathway to winning the Senate race is pretty much lost. So now let's go into the leaning states. So I think that Mississippi special election and Wisconsin would be leaning states. They've really narrowed down, and now I think that Lav Khmer could really, if she plays her cards right, she could make Wisconsin very competitive. And then in Mississippi special election, Karen Housley has been closing in on the gap, and I think that this will be a leaning state by the end. So New Jersey is also a leaning state. I could see it going by around 3% to to Bob Menendez because he's really unpopular and Bob Hugan has been getting closer and closer in polling. There was some polling. There was some new sources that say it's a likely state, but I think that it's going to be a leaning state for now. And I think that Arizona is also a leaning state because Martha McSally isn't leading anymore in the polls, and she's probably going to lose now. Kristen Sinema is doing really well, and Jeff Flake is really unpopular. And since Martha McSally is running as a Republican to take Jeff Flake's seat, a lot of people that don't like Jeff Flake might not vote for her. And in Nevada, Dean Heller has been becoming more and more unpopular, and Jackie Rosen's becoming more and more popular. Now I think that Jackie Rosen will be able to win a leading margin, which is kind of close. So now I think West Virginia is the last one. I think that West Virginia is a leaning state because it's not gonna flip, but it's been narrowing down in polling, and Patrick Morrisey could appeal to the coal voters, and he could use it against Joe Manchin that he isn't even a Republican, and Donald Trump's campaigning there a lot. So I think this could narrow down, and now the Republican leaning states. So I think that Texas could really narrow down. As of today, I think it's 2% for Ted Cruz. It would go by. But that's really, really close. And I think that Beto O'Rourke could actually win here if he really tries hard. And now we're at 49 for the Republicans and 46 for the Democrats. And I think those were all of the leaning states and the likely states for the respective parties. So now the tilt states. Montana, I see us going in a tilt for Jon Tester as of today. So I think that's because polls have narrowed and now Donald Trump's campaigning them. They're a lot for Matt Rosendale, and he was a really good choice for the GOP. So I think that it could really narrow down. So Florida, I think this will tilt Bill Nelson's call, but it could still flip at any time because he's been leading more in polling, and polling data is the only thing we really have. And he had a major, and Rick Scott had a major drop after a few polls came out with him losing. So now I think that he's going to lose this by around 1%. And these last three states, all three of them, will go to the GOP. Let me explain. Josh Hawley, Clara Gatzke, is really unpopular, and Trump's been campaigning in Missouri, and now Josh Hawley's leading in the polls, and he has more campaign spending. He's gonna win. Indiana, Mike Braun could really appeal to the people there, and I think that he'll be able to win here. And the polling has been narrowing up, and I think that he would win in a likely margin if the Libertarian candidate wasn't running. I think that Marsha Blackburn will narrowly to beat Phil Bredesen. I could see it going into the leading column. I see it actually going into the leading column. Trump's been campaigning there for Marsha Blackburn, and and Tennessee voters really like her. and sees a great replacement for Bob Corker. So this is the final electoral map. 48 seats for the Democrats and 52 seats for the Republicans, giving the Republicans a net gain of 1 seat. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.